recording. So, again, good evening to everyone, and thanks God it's Friday. But of course, we do have our Saturday class, no? So, I would just like to remind you of all the assignments that are sent to you. Some are already expired, but still there are some of you who didn't do the questions, so please, no, I will just adjust the tomorrow. Maybe I will adjust the deadlines for that. And I just have sent you conducting research. No, this is 100 pages or more, but I just sent you the whole book kasi, and we will be just running through the book because most of it are already um taken up, no. And so in continuation sa ating discussion last time, which is about the research paper. By the way, we are now under midterm, and in the midterm we have three topics, so we're still here in writing research. So again, if you're going to click this writing a research, it will direct you to this slideshare.net. And also I have here again yung yung summary, no, which was authored by different authors, and ito din yung ating discussion last time as I have posted. So now we are in continuation dito sa ating, but before that, 11 ng taon-taon siguro. I will just okay later maybe. So we just have talked about the different parts of the research paper, no, in the last this all of, and how to do the abstract, the introduction, the literature, methods, results, and discussion, conclusion, references. Yan, abstract, and even the conclusion, references, and appendices. So, do you have if you have any questions regarding this, we can please save your questions, and after such we're going after the presentation, we're just the 45-minute presentation, we're just going to discuss it. So again, I'm just going to check the attendance. Hmm, okay, 15. Okay, so to continue, we are now on choosing a subject or a topic for a research paper. So who among you here have not yet actually selected pa a topic na undecided pa? Sino pa sa inyo? Mary Rose? Ay, morag nanas.
Ako. Ako, ma'am din.
Ah, kinsa ni si Marie?
Oo.
But last time di ba humana ka?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Kevin. Di ba humanak ka, Marie? Si Marie gave ka, no?
Oo.
Sorry. Kanang, di ba humanak ka sa, what do you call that? Sa RMA, di ba?
Oo.
Oo, so.
Ako na sa RPA mo.
Pero actually, mas mauna man talaga ang
RM.
ang RMA kaysa RPA, and there are even some na wala pa jud, no, wala siya sa actually I don't know in your kuan kanang curriculum, but it is somehow an a good knowledge to have this subject anyway, no, yung both research and RPA, kasi in the new curriculum it's not already included. But then later on kung mag-change na naman ng curriculum, I would really propose to put it back, no. So um in that case, Gabe, 'di ba, last time na if you're still interested with what you have done before, you can even do that as your topic, kasi iba ang requirements in this paper, parang publication na talaga siya. So pwede mo yung i-continue in this one. And
Okay, sige.
yes. So mas madali na lang sa imo, ha. How about the others, Teresa and
Wala pa, ma'am.
So what took you so long? So okay lang na I just hope this topic, which is parang tip siya in choosing your subject for a research paper and all the things that are needed in writing the paper. So ang pinaka number one na factor is that something that really interests you, because that's one that will drive you, because it's not writing is not easy, no. Mas madali pa nga ang speaking, kasi although depende kasi yan sa talent mo, no, kung if you are into speaking or speech or rather than writing. But choosing a topic will really take time if others have already selected and then have changed it again and again. So most of you also are still undecided. So even no in our life we come to a point na agriculture ba talaga ang gusto ko, or you still don't know, no, and we have all the reasons, each of us have unique reasons why we landed on this course. So but most importantly, it is something that is very interesting to you, kasi ito yung inner drive mo to work on that. And it should be not too broad, or it should be very specific yung kaya mo. Kasi if it's too broad, and although it covers a broad or a larger area, but then it would be harder for you, mas madami kang gagawin or i-research. And of course, not too difficult. So hindi siya like there are some studies na you don't really have references much, and there are also studies na meron na mga available na references for that, or studies, and which still are very classical or very interesting, but so that makes you easier, no, yung mga studies na may mga sample guides na, and there are also those na parang ikaw talaga, although by the way yung aking word or term in terms of choosing a journal na nakalimutan is about the novelty. So it's novelty, no. Some journals would choose studies that are only novel. It means it has not been studied before, or if it is really studied a lot, but then it really is a new knowledge na parang ano siya, parang breaking point na it's something really shocking na knowledge, no. For example, like COVID virus, no, it's still very new to us, although virus has existed since humanity, no. And but then until now we don't understand much about virus, or not only only few of us like us are only interested with virus because it affects nature or plants and animals, and also in the medical field. But so something that comes out about how to control the virus, so that could be a novelty for some, no, or something new talaga, like space, no, or landing into other planets and everything. So something like that. Parang ang taas, no? But then you don't have to choose talaga something like that, but that could be too difficult for you. So but in terms of readings material, so um that would be easier for you if you choose something that is not difficult. And also very interesting. So make sure that you're not the only one interested. No, of course, we are all, um, most of us are social person and we share the same interest. No, kasi kaya nga we go to school kasi actually there are actually people who cannot go to school who rather wants to have homeschool. 16, sino yung nawala? So, ayan. So those are the four main talaga na criteria to choose. So it should be interesting to some, and hopefully you're not only writing for yourself, but you're writing for the common good. Ganon. So for the next thing you do, if you have chosen or you finally have chosen your topic, is you observe or experience, no, it could be something that out of your observation or experience, or you do the interview, you ask your classmates, you ask me, you ask your teachers, and also you always go to the library. It uh, it was when before the pandemic came, but now we have the internet, no, to and the Google to search, and special bulletins and reports, something like that. So may mga magazines ka makita, blogs, or mga websites. And wait lang ha. And also you are going to make a preliminary outline na of of um of something that if you're going to have your topic na, so you can have a preliminary outline of something na something in your but this sample is very general, no. We have here mga main ideas or subtopics. So because your requirement is to make a review paper, so you could in your review paper, remember the three parts. You should have an introduction, and also the second part is the content or the body, the main body, and the last one, yung third part, is the conclusion. And of course you have to have references, so and also it depends on the journal format that you have. So if you're going to have your review paper, like for example yung title ni IV, which is the therapeutic claims or benefits of cocoa or cacao. So you should subdivide that topic, no. Of course, in your introduction, everything is shown or summarized into a presentation, covering lahat na into 3 pages. But along with that, in the end, you will have also an abstract to do that. No, although review paper lang siya, but then review paper also have an abstract. Yung if it's not a research, if it's a research proposal or research output, of course you're going to mention yung kanyang mga methods, yung objectives, but in a review paper, you just mention the main idea and what and the conclusion part. So in your review paper, ito yung sample na like for example nga yung kay Ivy na review paper or proposal. So pwedeng sa review paper niya, she will make a main idea like no sa kanyang for example, this is for the introduction. So sa introduction niya, she will mention about the history or the botanical classification and characteristic of cacao and beans and how it's being processed, the benefits and etc. So mga subdivided topics na yan. So sa under sa second sa main content, so pwede ang topic is the production of coffee cocoa and how it is being processed and what are the health benefits. So that would be a very kung ano na siya, complex na pagka classifications, and then this would be the conclusion or the main idea. So how would you do that? Some ideas of topics which you will be needing information, no? Kasi ito yung next, after you have the topic, ito yung second part na gagawin ninyo. Mag-subdivide kayo ng mga subtopics. So these are ideas of topics that you're going to look for. And you have to read a lot, no? With few general articles which give an overall survey. So research, as I have said, you have to research at least 10 references. So, or more, of course, the better. And you also try to anticipate important questions your paper will have to answer. Like for example, yung example natin kay Ivy na topic, if it's really the cost and effect of having, or the in terms of therapeutic benefits, no? So what are ang pwede nating itanong dyan is it really effective and to what extent, or anong level na, or ano yung mga sakit na pwede niyang maging ma-cure. And then you jot down what seems to be the major division of the subject. So later on, your paper will change and for the better, no? You keep on improving until such time na ano yung post mo, Ivy, about thesis?
Ma'am Din?
Tayo mag-post sa Facebook sa thesis.
Katong kuan Ma'am Din, mga apps man to siya nga kanang daghan siya complications Ma'am Din, nga daghan og ginausab. Pag kay naman ko'y uban Ma'am Din magimog review paper na pa siya kulang, which is ginasave niya sa sunod na pod niya kulang, murag dili pa sure din ang mga gipangkuan po gipanghimo di ay.
'Di ba ang file name niya is final thesis ba 'yon? Final na hantod na usab na pod final na jud.
Yes Ma'am Din, sure na jud ni last na jud nga ana Ma'am Din.
And unsa to kinalasan? Gusto na ko mo graduate, Lord.
Kato siya din.
Diba? So that's really a reality, no, in writing paper. That's why it's not really very it's not easy to be a writer. But it comes with skill, and that skill could be learned if you are just very passionate about being a writer. So um So ito yung example ng outline, origins of agriculture. So agriculture, like in the first topic, they have this is inside na in in a review paper ha, sa example, agriculture compared to hunting or gathering. So yung kanyang mga subtopics ay advantages of agriculture. So what are those? And then disadvantages of agriculture and what are those? And the second topic niya ay identifying domesticates in archaeological record. So we have plants and animals. And it's yung mga specific niya na ano. So it's very important that you also you make the outline first, and you will also, the next step would be note taking, no? It's also, but in our time kasi dati talaga, no, before your generation, we even at my time pa talaga, we really need to write it kasi meron lang, ambot lang kung kaabot mo mag-typewriter. Kaabot mag-typewriter.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Ma'am.
nakakita na mag-typewriter, nakagamit na mo.
Karon ma'am, ang gamit mo.
Yes, ma'am.
Mao mong gamit sa barangay, ma'am.
Oh, so kuan kaayo. So actually, so until now, napag-yuday typewriter. But then sa una, typewriter pa, wala pa'y computer. Mga 1990s ramang gudang computer, right? I remember high school ko. Saka nag-disket pa me. So anyway, so that's why, well, whether computerized or whether you use your notepad, no, you should also take note the following. No, this is just preferable like for 4 by 6 inches, no. So usually ang ginagamit gay namo sa una kay class index card, no, and cover only one subject on each card para makabalo ka how to sort out things. And but based on experience, I've been 10 years more as a researcher and also a writer, or kanang I always publish paper kasi I don't know, parang for me it's an achievement for me na, and that's why I always put it in my curriculum vitae, no, nakalist down talaga yan siya. So that's why many my siblings, yung mga brothers and sisters ko, are always laughing at me kasi if whenever I apply, and I never thought at my age, no, karon mag-apply pa dai ko, no. I mean, I'm still moving from one place to another, like that's why I nagland ko dere sa RNC. So kay daghan kay kog kanang gipangsulat sa kong curriculum vitae. Whereas kung ibang profession ka kasi, like if you like my siblings are, two of them are nurses, one of them is engineer. So one page lang na ilang mga curriculum vitae. So they don't need that much. So anyway, going back to the topic. Now, when you do your class index card, you sort that out na in one notebook perhaps, you just write about your introduction or in one topic, no, and the other, so like an index card, or in one file or in one folder if you do that in your computer. And then write the subject or the file name. Then the most important is yung exact source. At first, during my first experience, that is one of my mistake kasi after I go back to the sino nga bang author, ano nga bang reference ito, nawala na. No, nasulat ko na siya, but na hindi ko sinulat yung reference. So, yung exact source isulat mo talaga, pati yung website kasi later on babalikan mo pa yan. So, always jot down in another, or if side by side, kung doon ka nagsulat ng topics, and then you are going to write down immediately the source or the reference. And use direct quotation if you want to include your paper, the author's exact wording. So, yun yung, if you're going to use the exact words. So, lagyan mo ng quote and quote, no? And make most of your notes brief statement in your own words. So, supposedly kasi, kung magsusulat ka, hindi copy-paste, no? Dapat naka-translate na siya into your own words. But sometimes, it's still safe na i-copy-paste mo and later mo na siya i-translate into your own words kasi sometimes, we don't have much experience in language, no, in English. Pwede nating ma-misinterpret pagkasulat. Although, lahi atong pagkahuna-huna, but in pagkasulat, lahi na day ang interpretation. So, quoting means just to repeat another source word for word with this quotation marks. So, yun yung parenthetical citations. So, the key for making citation is you keep quotes short, hindi one paragraph. So, like two sentences or at least one, and it will make your reader easier for them, and you only give only information needed to identify the source of your works or a cited page, and you don't need to cite information that is common knowledge, no, like for example the law of gravity, or what else, like if it's a common knowledge, like we say maybe in agriculture, there are still a lot of journals who would require us to state the scientific name, but some would rather just say the common name, the English name. So those are some of the common knowledge na hindi na mention. No, I mean, don't need to be cited na, for example, yun nga, we don't need to cite the author of who says this if it's already a common knowledge. No? Yan. So, in research papers also, you should quote from a source. So, or an author. No, it's not that you just paste the website, but you should write the author. It should be author and then year. So this is to show that an authority supports your point. So what's important is that although nirephrase mo na yung statement, but you still need to quote the author. And it's very important kasi it means that you're not only saying that by your own idea, but you are citing, oh, there are a lot of authors pala na nagsasabi and they agree on this information, no? For example, that food security is, or let's say hunger is still rampant in the Philippines. So it is in your base, if it is based in your experience, well, it's still good. But if you can support some other authors who cited it, or I mean who also said that, so it would be better for your paper. And you can present position or argument and quoting the authors, and also use moving historically significant language, or present well-staged passage whose meaning would be lost or changed if paraphrased or summarized. So, ayun. So, if, like for example, pag phrase mo siya, wag na lang kasi baka ma-change pa yung meaning niya. Oh my God, it's not. So, I'll be fast. So what is this plagiarism again? So please mute your isa na nasa gawas marag baki nang naga paki-mute na lang sa kay madungog na ako. Madungog sa ano. So be original and don't plagiarize. No. When we say plagiarism, plus passing of someone else's work as your own, whether we do this deliberately or not, and not acknowledging when using information such as data, tables, figures, or graphics from other writers. When we do our report, we always plagiarize, no? I know that. And inadequately paraphrasing a source. So, sometimes, mali imong pagka-paraphrase. So, parang ang nadaot na noon ang author. So, if you are just, even a photo, no? Lahat ng nakakuha na siya, tawag dyan na, siya ka ng publication or ka ng authority. So, kailangan niyo na siya i-mention talaga ang author. So, that is also part in the scientific world. So, again, it is an act of presenting another's work or ideas as your own. Parang gi-own mo na siya. And it's even a crime, no? I've just stolen other author's work, something like that. So, how do we differ a quote from research, direct quote, plagiarism versus paraphrasing? So this is a direct quote from research. For example, Japan's beautiful Mount Fuji last erupted in 1707 and is now classified as dormant. Dormant volcanoes showed no signs of activity, but they may erupt in the future. So this is a direct quote, so you have the quotation there. But this is also to paraphrase this one in a non-plagiarized form. You say, Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in Japan, is actually a dormant volcano. Dormant means that it's not active. The last time Mount Fuji erupted was 1707, and there's always the possibility for a future eruption. So the same meaning, but different statement. So, and also you have also to quote again. You don't, if you just in your own words na pwedeng hindi mo na siya i-quote, no? But in the case of agriculture research and even scientific research, it's better na merong authors ka na idadagdag dyan. That is to support. So this is another example of how a direct quote from research is paraphrased in order to be in a non-plagiarized form siya. Like for the first 3 weeks after Katrina, warnings of the arrival of the hurricane Rita sent residents in the cities, blah, blah, blah. Then you have here, shortly after Hurricane Katrina devastated the city of Houston, Texas, a warning for a new hurricane named Rita was broadcast and blah, blah, blah. So, ganon. So, you just have to actually interchange everything, no? But the same, but making sure that it's just the same meaning. So why do you need to use a format? So this will help you, and it must be consistent. Like for example, in your references, you use the APA format and then you use another MLA format. So hindi pwede yon kasi hindi siya consistent. So parang hindi siya standard or formal. No? Informal siya masyado. Although, so if you're going to use APA format, so APA lang talaga lahat. So this will help your reader understand your arguments and the sources they are built on and allow readers to cross-reference their sources easily. So it makes serve your readers very well, provides consistent format, and gives you credibility and reliability as a writer. Ibig sabihin, you're a good writer. So why should you bother? It demonstrates you have to look up the information to prove your points. So that's why you also needs to require a specific format. So as I have said, there are a lot of formats, no? We have the Modern Language Association. This is the official guide to nonfiction writing adopted by schools and so on. or the American Psychological Association, the APA format, is also an academic format commonly used to cite sources within the social sciences naman. Used also by various scientific journals also, no? And other textbooks. And the other one is the ACM format, or the Association for Computer Machinery. So this is now the largest and oldest international scientific and industrial computer society, where they publish their own journals and proceedings. And mind you, there are even more than these three format. Mas madami pa. And in this presentation, yung naka compare ay between MLA and APA format. So, like in the standard paper, no, sa APA hindi naman siya naka-identify, but in the MLA, kailangan talaga siya short, no? And page margins, pareho lang naman. And like most of you ask, ano po bang font style and font size? So, like for the MLA, they use the 12 times New Roman and also APA. And spacing is always double space. And the alignment is left in paragraph indentation. So depende, no? Or it could be 5 to 7 spaces or 1/2. And end of the sentence should have one space after period. And also same here. And the page numbers also have its own format. Now, so, ang importante, if you use the MLA guidelines, you just use it throughout. If you use the APA, you use it throughout. So, meron niyang iba't ibang format in sa title page, sa section headings, no, and mga illustration and tables. So, we will not deal this much kasi when we go to format on writing na the reports, meron tayong pipiliing specific format which is prescribed by the um, the journal itself. So, ang importante lang dito, alam ninyo na most naman ng mga MLA and APA format are just have the same format lang. No? So, hindi na natin muna specific. So, and even the order of section, no, ang APA is medyo ganito yung kanilang format. Very specific kumpara sa MLA. So, for more information, meron silang link, no? Or you can search it anywhere. So, we're less than a minute. So, if maputol ito, then let's just go back to the link to finally end the topic. So, ito naman is about bibliography. It is the list of references where you should get your information for your report. No, and these are also how to use how to write your references. So as you can see, magkaiba pag sinabi nating books. No, ayan, may Allen Thomas B. and then Vanishing Wildlife of North America. But if APA format siya, Allen Tila nakalagay, and then 1974, close parenthesis, then the title, and so on. So iba-iba. Iba sa books, iba din sa encyclopedia and dictionary, magazine and newspapers, and ito yung mga logo nila. No? So by now, I hope you have now an overall idea on how of all the things that is going. So, ang reference, like if you use magazine and newspapers, so magkaiba din siya ng format. So, as I have said again, if you're going to use one for like APA format, so APA format talaga lahat from the very beginning to the end, no, in writing your references. Anyway,